We'll start with Brian Backo. Brian?
Hey, TJ, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you, man?
Good, thanks. That first game against the Chiefs, was that maybe one of your more frustrating games for you, one that you wish you could have had back or done something differently in terms of not getting much pressure on them?
I think it was a matter of how my body was feeling and going into that game, and I knew I wasn't able to play as many snaps and be as effective as I wanted to be, but I feel better where I am today than I was going into that game.
Let's go to Brooke Pryor.
Yeah, TJ, kind of going off of that, what has the process been like to get healthier after that game? You said you were dealing with some minor stuff going into that game, but just how much better are you feeling this time around?
I feel a good amount better. I mean, no one's 100% at this point of the journey. That's why it's just about getting as close to 100% if you can. I feel better than I did that week.
Jim Colony.
Yeah, TJ, JuJu making, I don't know if it was an unexpected appearance here at practice this week, but what did he look like to you?
I mean, I think Deontay said it best. I think he looks smooth out there at practice. Don't know if that means he's going to play. If he's not going to play, it's all above my pay grade. Good to have him back, though. I know it's tough to come back from a big injury like that, so I'm happy to see a smile on his face and back out there at practice.
Christopher Carter.
TJ, you've been in the playoffs as a rookie for this team last year and now this year. How have you seen a lot of the younger guys with as many rookies have been seen become starters this year take on the approach of just preparing for such a big playoff game and this kind of environment you guys are headed into?
Yeah, I think it's important to not be worn down. I know it's tough for a lot of the young guys. A lot of the rookies specifically go through the combine training and then the combine, the rookie offseason. It's a grueling year for those rookies, but I think it's very important that they know that this is not one and done situation. So if you don't win, you go home. So we need to lock it in, almost hit the reset button, and put all your feelings aside because nobody cares if you're tired or you want to go home. We need to win this game, and that's what we're here to do. And willing to take anybody along with me because I am not ready to go home.
Tom Reed.
TJ, along those lines, you guys have so many young kids. Just the experience of playing in these elimination games for this rookie class and really a lot of the young guys, how valuable is this going to be, not just this week, but down the line for such a young team?
I mean, yeah, we've had a lot of close games. I think it's important for those guys to see that it doesn't matter, that it's not always pretty. As long as you win, that's all that matters. I mean, a really good thing about having young guys is their bodies aren't breaking down as much as the older guys are, so they're fresher this time of year. Go out to practice and you see Alex Highsmith, Trey Norwood, some of those guys running around. I'm like, I have no idea how you guys feel so good after 18 games, 17 games this year. So it definitely has its positives as well.
Chris Adamski.
Hey, TJ, with the knowledge, of course, it's a laughably tiny sample size or whatever. You don't have a sack in a playoff game yet. Is that something that would mean something to you all the sacks you've had in the regular season to get one in the postseason too?
I'm trying to help my team any way possible, man.
Alan Saunders.
TJ, that first Chiefs game was one of a number that you guys had in the second half of the season where you kind of got into a big deficit early. How much more difficult does that make playing defense against a balanced team where they can kind of dictate whether they want to run or pass when you get into those situations?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that once the offense gets up in the game by 14, 21 points, whatever it is, that they can pretty much do whatever they want to do, specifically run the ball, drain the clock, all that stuff, limit the opportunities for splash plays, which is what we specifically here in Pittsburgh strive on. So it's difficult, but a lot of the times it's on us for not stopping the offense and getting those 3 and outs and getting off the field. And so the best defense is spend a lot of time on the bench, and that starts with getting off the field and not having the sustained drives that they were able to have specifically early in the game against them the first time.
All right, got time for 2 follow-ups. Brian Backo.
Yeah, TJ, just wanted to circle back to the sack record on Sunday. Was it any disappointment to you that the NFL didn't go back and change that early one to give you the 23.5 or anything like that?
No, man, all that stuff's out of my control. It is what it is at this point. Regular season's closed and on to the postseason.
And Chris Adamski.
facing Mahomes, is there? I know you guys have had different, especially against. I mean, nobody's the same as Lamar Jackson, but is there a different style of pass rush you have against a guy like him who is so good with his arm and he can beat you with your legs, that kind of thing, or is it just every week's a different game plan?
I mean, we face so many mobile quarterbacks nowadays. It seems like every couple games you're facing one, and a guy that can scramble, put his head down, run for 10 yards pretty easily, or he can look to extend plays through the air as well. So I think it's just being cognizant in your rush lanes, but also we can do some things schematically that we don't always have to be as cognizant and rush scared. So I feel really confident with our game plan where we're at.